Hey everybody, and welcome back to La Coronella Pro Style Episode 3, and we are doing some logging. I figured we just had an awesome presentation today during FarmCon of the logging features that are a part of the Platinum Edition. So why not do a little old school logging with a chainsaw, front loader, and a little log trailer. Alan McCone, Derek, what is up? Darren R, how are you all doing this evening? Missy B is in the house. It is early morning for the bee. My day has been long. My day started at 3 a.m. and it is now 8 p.m. The things we do, right? The things we do. Got up at 3 a.m. because FarmCon started at 4 a.m. To make sure I was ready to rock and roll. I can only put 4 options in. I can't put any more than 4 options in, and I thought I needed at least one option that was, I don't really want any of them. Brian, thank you, sir, for the super chat, $2 super chat. During the pre-show, we don't have any alerts pop up, but thank you very much for that super chat. So, I think I did a pretty darn good job loading this trailer. This is 2 whole trees. Right? 2 whole trees on this trailer. And now they're all gone. So I cut down 6, so we got 2 more trips. Let's see here. So far, Platinum Edition is winning the votes. Platinum Edition is winning the votes. I tell you what, I'm fired up for the Platinum Edition. I'm fired up for all 3. And I was thinking literally 6 minutes ago, 3 minutes before the stream started. You know what time it is? You know what time it is, people? It is once again giveaway time. I think we're going to be giving away something every week between now and November 15th. Because, oh yeah, this is the right way. Because in 4 weeks we have the Vermeer pack, so we're going to be giving away 4 copies of the Vermeer pack between now and then. And then a month after that, guess what? It's pumps and hoses. We're giving away a pumps and hoses every week after the Vermeer pack drops. And then guess what? 6 weeks, 7 weeks after that, Platinum Edition drops. We're going to be giving away a copy of the Platinum Edition every week until that drops. And yeah, Mr. Jenner, PC only. Like I said, I don't have any way of basically getting it to console. You know what? I wonder what these are. I wonder how much those cost. Where are we even at? $114,000. How much did this cost? $59,000. Oh, okay. What that? $113,000. Ryan, thank you for being 13-month barman membership. So yeah, I didn't have enough time to set it up to start the giveaway entries tonight. So I'll do it after the live stream. After the live stream, pumps and hoses, hoses and pumps. The FarmCon video about that will be dropping into the channel. We've already dropped the Silver Run Forest and Platinum Expansion FarmCon video. We've dropped the Vermeer pack video, and pumps and hoses, that's the last one. We're going to drop that after this live stream is over, right at 10 p.m. Members already have a chance to watch it. So if you weren't crazy enough to get up at 4 a.m., my time, if you live on the East Coast, heck, it would have been 1 a.m. You'd have to stay up till 1 a.m. on the West Coast to watch the start of FarmCon. Then go ahead and check out my FarmCon roundups. Oh, well, that's not right. Not yet. Oh, Eric, don't worry. It only hog ties you as much as you're willing to let it hog tie you. Right? I mean, nobody says you have to try to run every single production that exists. You just gotta pick out what you want to do. Ah, Drew, what's Drew say? I had a feeling there would be mining. If you listened, a question was asked, will there be different attachers for the cutter? The guy talking said, which excavator? Not excavator like he licked something. I don't know if I follow that. Stuck. Yeah. Can't raise that up. Looks like it's stuck in the down position. I thought I cut down 6 trees. I only see 3 lying down. Right, we got 1, 2. Well, I guess I'll cut a 4th. definitely have 4 now. Alrighty, yeah, we know there is, what, like 4 or 5 pieces of equipment. There is going to be a whole lot of equipment that is a part of the Platinum Edition that we don't know anything about. Right, we know 2 pieces of Volvo equipment, and that is it. I suspect there's going to be, yeah, more than that, obviously. Get this thing hooked up. That's right, we know there's a little Volvo tractor. There is a there's a Volvo semi. And then we have the Volvo wheel loader. Those that we know about. So, how about the, what is that thing? The yarder. What do y'all think of that? That was a bit of a surprise. At least I thought it was a bit of a surprise. Alright, I need to reset this or something. I can't raise the blade. There, let's see if I can raise it now. No, I can't. Alright, let's reset this then. And see if that fixes my problem. Yeah, we know we got the Volvo truck, we've got the little Volvo tractor, and then the Volvo wheel loader. There we go. All right. Concerned about? I saw someone was concerned about the water. That was you, right? You were concerned about the water? There we go. Turn it on. Page. Dookie, surprised they didn't show anything with the cute little tractor with a claw and log trailer that's on the screenies on flat page. What's flat page? Oh, Platinum DLC page on the website. Let's look at that. Oh, that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dookie's talking about this. The little tractor with the over thing, the grabber, the blade, and a little log trailer. I mean, 20,000 trees, right? That's got to be some amount of concern, right? For our console folks. Over 20,000 trees on that map. Four new tree types. Alrighty. I don't need anything, Mr. Magnata. I got it all right here. Everything I need. Go. $16 meters. Leave it the way it is. There we go. Oh, you went in on the Silver Run multiplayer already. Already taking dibs. Dibs. There we go. Let's try to load this up. Hopefully we do just as good a job as we did the first time. Don't you just love it when the logs, forks just fold over? Nika 28. What's no English? You don't know any English? If we had it, if I could see what I was doing. See if we can load it as good as we did the first load. There we go. How about the hoses and pumps and hoses? I tell you, as I was prepping the video, I didn't realize, but there's going to be, according to the description, over 30 pieces of things, 30 items that are going to be tied to the pumps and hoses DLC. We know about 14 of them. And the description on the DLC page sounds almost like it's one of those build your own PGA things. So I think the rest of the stuff might be things related to biogas plant, but it sounded an awful lot like we'd be able to build out our own biogas plant or something of that nature. Straps off, maybe they grab as bad. Probably in Discord. Probably in Discord. I was going to try to grab 4, but that didn't work. Oh, really? See, I don't like forestry. I've done it plenty of times. I'd rather not do it anymore. But when I need to do it, I can do it. It's all about taking your time. Lost a log. Well, I cleared I don't know how many forests in FS17 on multiple maps. I would do season gameplays where I would pretty much not fast forward any days. I would, if there was nothing to do, I would go do forestry. And I wouldn't, most of my gameplays were legit straight up money. You know, I didn't add in money for the sake of, starting out quickly. So a lot of them were grind fests. I think I have one more log. I have 2, 4, 6. 7, 8. Yeah, one more log. I'll go ahead and see if I can grab all 4 of these. Oh, I just love it. When the log forks completely flip backwards. And then this will be load 2. Yep, we did Emerald Coast back in 17. We started a legit, all I own is a pickup truck and a chainsaw. And I have no money in my pocket. And after 7 years of gameplay, 7 seasonal years of gameplay, I own the entire map. Cha-ching! Alright, let's go do, deliver this load. I won't need this anymore. Oops. Good. There you go. Just over 2 whole trees. So yeah, I look forward to messing around with the Platinum Edition. I don't know how much I'll use it on a regular basis, but yeah. I'll tell you, it wouldn't be so against forestry if I hadn't seen it completely break so many game saves. I can't tell you how many server saves I have had to try to help people recover from that were a direct result of cutting the wrong tree. Suddenly you cut the one tree that has some weird issue on the map and boom, the game save is lost. So hopefully that won't be an issue. I mean, picking up that giant load with the Volvo, that looked really interesting. The yarder was awesome, being able to winch logs up or trees up out of the forest. And that means that, you know, the winch mechanic is there potentially for other things and for consoles. This video is brought to you by Chief Armor Bull 23 and Jacob Obermeyer. Thank you for being farm barons. The mining was interesting, and I heard the presenter talk when I went back and re-watched the recording. He basically said that the way it works is the player comes up with a wheel loader and picks up iron ore and takes it to the smelter. So, oh, back up. What's this? I saw a sign to the pallet company. So, you know, what does that mean? It could be as rudimentary as the mining facility over time simply spawns a heap of iron ore and you go up and scoop it up, right? It could be that you buy the facility and then over time the iron ore just collects. It could be that you scoop it up out of the ground. We won't know. Probably until we learn more, right? We won't know until we learn more. Yeah, it could be, right? It could be something like that where just over time it shows up. Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to probably have blog posts. We're going to have fact sheets, obviously. We're going to have videos drop that shows certain gameplay things going on. Two loads. One more loading would be good for logs for a while. Schultz, what's up? I don't know, Schultz. You got Google? Look, I could say, hey, Google, when is Gamescom? And I'm sure somebody's device will tell me. August 23rd, the day after. The day after the Vermeer pack releases. Well, it's only appropriate. You asked after all. Yeah, what's that? Was that, maybe that was Pumps and Hoses that said that, because Pumps and Hoses is September release. Water on the windshield would be awesome. Right, the water puddles and the droplets on the water puddles. That was cool. Well, we didn't get any fact sheets, did we, for Kubota? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we got them. Well, B9 Bot, they made a mention of something about that with 1.7. See if we can grab this log while we're here. Yay, we got 3. Oh, we had 3. Now we have 2. Raven Hawk, what is up? What are we talking about? We're talking about this? Talking about those axles there? Nothing wrong with those. You don't see it here because it got the cover on them. All of these have the cover on them. There, what's that? What's that? What's that little nub? That's an axle. That little nub is an axle. Don't think this whole giant thing here is an axle. That's a cover. There, that's an axle. There's another John Deere with an axle. There's a Massey Ferguson with an axle, same diameter. Well, if you don't like it, then you don't have to use it. No one's forcing you to use it. Now, after this, I think hopefully our corn will be ready to harvest. And we'll be able to make some corn oil. Hopefully. Look at plenty of real tractors have your poles sticking out the sides to facilitate, as Schultz said, the attachment of duals. You gotta hook them up to something. If you want to cut yours off with a cutting torch, that's fine. Come on, let go. There we are. All right, people. There, we're done. Forestry for another few months. Took about an hour to load up 3 trailer loads, 6 trees. Really should not leave the arms down here. Maybe I'll just buy another set. Now there was a comment. Anybody else playing this map? There was a comment last night that the pallets were configured wrong. Consumption on the pallets were wrong or something. So also need to check on our silage and see what the fermentation state of that is. Martin, we did grass yesterday, and I put it in the BGA so that we can get biogas for it. So we mowed that in the first episode, and we collected it in the second episode. We're about to see where we're at on our fermentation. See where we are here. 61%. So yeah, pumps and hoses. Looks like we're gonna have 30 items. We know that there are, what, 4 pumps, 3 hose reels, and a few different injectors. You can buy additional hose. There's a hand tool to connect the hoses, and it looked like it was pretty straightforward on that. It'll be interesting to see what the other 16 items are, or 16 plus items that are part of that pack. I don't know if I really follow the getting things done more efficiently and it being Vermeer. I mean, I guess maybe the hint would be the round baler and being able to bale faster with the self-propelled round baler. That's about the only thing I can think of that would be maybe more efficient. The bigger, wider rear mower, maybe. It just doesn't ring doing things more efficiently to me. Yeah, I would agree. I'd like to see it maybe have maybe another 3 items, 8. Like a single bar rake, the double bar rake, Chinook, yeah, in fact, we have this very map on a multiplayer server right now. Some of the folks watching are participating in the gameplay on the server. Oops, wrong turn. Wrong way, Charlie. So there's been some comments in the Ambassador channel around the bales that the baler is much wider than the bales that come out of it. So we'll see. Oh, Caleb, we've done logging. We do it when we have to. No, I don't think the comments were around the baler being too wide. The comments were around the bales coming out were too narrow. And the folks felt that, well, I mean, 40 modding was in chat with us while we were watching it. And he was like, they need to be wider because American round bales are wider than European round bales. I don't know. I don't know. I understand why they're the same size as the rest of the bales. And if they made them a different size, they would have to do whatever needed to be done to also make the bale loaders work with them. Oh, no. So if they change the bale sizes, then they'd have to make some maybe changes to the coating of the bale trailers, of the wrappers, and what else would they have to change? The straw blower. All right, so here we go, September 2nd. Baling contract, we're going to skip on that, Field 41. So we can fertilize Field 41. Or we could just move on to tomorrow and hope that our corn is ready to harvest. They don't look ready. Nope, they're still growing. Dang it. Dang it, they're not going to be ready until November. Oh, what is it? Oh, so tempting. Sugar beets. We lost that sugar beet contract. It just vanished. It vanished before our eyeballs. All right, let's go do this. Wait, we need to wait. So how was the weather up there today? Well, I mean, you know what the answer is going to be with the whole cracking the DLC. Anything like that is not going to be kosher, but Giants could definitely help you. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time like we had, what was it, Vertex Designs weights in 19 that worked with the Kloss DLC tractors. There's 41. So it's all down the windy road. So you can listen to team and stuff. So that's field 40. Here's field 41. Yeah, then you're like the guy who threw a tantrum on Facebook and said that he was tired of submitting mods to Giants. He knew it was against terms of service and he didn't care, and he was going to sell his mods on Patreon. Sure. Just knowingly state that you are going to break the law. Sounds like a very smart thing to do. All over a silly video game. Well, I mean, he's got the office. I think he's moving. If he hasn't already moved, he's going to be moving very soon to the office, and the FarmCon stuff probably slow down that move a little bit. You know, once he gets settled in there, I think he's done really great work already. And as they get set up in the office, they'll be able to hire more staff on the American side. They stated today that, you know, the American audience was the largest market for Farm Sim at this point, which I thought was interesting. That there are more players in the US than there are, I guess, over all of Europe. Jonathan, what's up? Well, people like that have big mouths and they don't know when to shut their trap. Yeah, I mean, you go and state that that the only reason you mod is for money. So that is the only reason you are even interested in producing content for the game, is for the money. And I can't fathom the money is all that great. Cars everywhere. So yeah, thinking that deliberately choosing not to put your mods and not go through the rigmarole that Giants has you go through to have your mod on arguably the most popular mod site in the planet, because, well, you're alienating half of your player base or your potential player base by taking it off the mod hub, because consoles make up probably more than half of the player base. So instantly half of your potential downloads are gone. And quite frankly, I would venture to guess that any mod posted not on the mod hub, other than, let's say, Hoff Bergman, I think that would be the exception. Any mod other than on the Giants mod hub is going to get substantially less downloads than the exact same mod if it was on the mod hub. So if anything, you're going to almost guarantee to make less by taking it off the mod hub and trying to go somewhere else for it. And then to expect people to just blatantly pay you for things that they very well likely know is already a violation of the terms of service is, well, pretty interesting. Baling. I mean, that is tempting. Fertilizing, plowing. Who wants to do that? We can accept those and do those. Oh, especially since they're right here by the farm. Oh, who put that fence there? Who seriously put that fence there? Drew, I agree. I think consoles have made the game more popular. They have made the game more profitable for Giants and therefore better. Anything that's going to improve the profit margins of the company producing something is going to most likely improve the product in the long run. Oh, well, Alan, I could tell you. I could tell you what it is. Well, yeah, I mean, one, PCs are complicated. Consoles are simplified, right? Consoles, in theory, just work. PCs typically are going to require other stuff, you know, set up and other potential issues. Well, that's why he wants it to be like real life. It's a simulation. So people have different ideas of simulations. And there are also different levels of simulations. There are real-to-life simulations, training sims, right? I mean, you wouldn't set a fighter pilot down with Microsoft Flight Sim and put him in an F-15 and say, let's train. It might be close enough that if a fighter jet pilot sat down, they'd be like, yeah, this is what the cockpit looks like. Here where all the controls are. But I would venture to guess that the handling characteristics of the Microsoft Flight Sim equivalent isn't the same as what would be in a military training sim. Connor, welcome. How's it go? But what type of pilot? Like, just general aviation pilots? You always have the yes man, right? You always have those. Ah, man, I don't know. I just can't not do it. What? Where was it? This one? Where did I, what? Yeah, borrow items. No space. What? Oh, you telling me there's not enough space to spawn my contract? Oh, I know why. I know why. Watch this. Oh, looky there. Where's the rest? Where's the rest? Ah, okay. Well, I mean, Bullet Bill stopped modding for 19 because he thought the sky wasn't pretty enough. It's like, okay. That's fine. Okay, there's the rest of our stuff. You didn't like the dynamic sky in 19. In 17, we had a static picture. We had a non-changing sky. It was always a picture And yeah, the sky was beautiful because it was a picture. Every day was the same sky. And in fact, toward the end of... I thought I had that right. Toward the end of 19, a mod came out that was a skybox rotator. So that you could have a rotation of, I don't know how many skies. But basically, you could, rotate your skies around because the game was just a static sky picture. Static skybox. And there might have been a day sky and a night sky, but those were the skies you always had. FS19 introduced the idea of a dynamic sky, so clouds would form, they would move across the sky. And of course, dynamically generated clouds did not look as good as an HD skybox that was a real sky. And to this day, we still have some folks that that do that. They render out the sky and they put in another skybox for their pictures they post. How do I get across here? Where am I even at? Oh, here. Alright, we need to go around. Well. Of course it's unreachable. Because I can never make this stuff work. And then we need to take a right up here. Now we're going. So it's been an hour. Let's check the poll. Oh, quite the diverse answers here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? 33% say I have no need for any of the DLC. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. 80 votes. 28% for the Platinum expansion. 18% for pumps and hoses. And 18% for Vermeer. Are we making silage bales? We're making silage bales, so... I mean, if we're already making silage bales, let's just drop the swap. hasn't everybody had a problem with Giants at some point? I don't know. I really don't know which brands are American, which ones aren't. And quite frankly, most brands are owned by international conglomerates at this point. Do they really have a country of origin? Right? I mean, in my video today, I said Vermeer was an American brand from Iowa. Giants said that, and if you look at the Vermeer website, it sure does seem to imply that they are an American brand from Iowa. That's where their headquarters are, in Iowa. I had someone comment that Vermeer was like they said, a Dutch company. So I just replied back to them going, well, if they're Dutch, I find it rather interesting that they have a headquarters, that their corporate headquarters is in Iowa, USA. That you would think that if they were, that they would have a headquarters in the country of origin. Some people want what they see, and they want to emulate what they know. Other people want what they can't have or they don't see, and they want to experience what they don't have access to. Yeah, John Deere is an American brand, right? But at this point, John Deere is so international, and John Deere Europe is, for all intents and purposes, its own entity. I'm satisfied with all three. I'd like to have seen more value out of Vermeer, but maybe we'll see more come in a free content update at some point. And the fact that they are now licensed, right? They're now licensed brands. Modders can bring you anything and everything Vermeer. Modders can bring you anything and everything Volvo, in theory, after November 15th. I mean, Case is an American brand, or at least International Harvester, which then Case purchased. Case IH was an American brand, but now it's a subsidiary of AGCO, right? International Agricultural Conglomerate. in case it's not AGCO, it's somebody else, but still, it's an international conglomerate, is it not? Coronella, what is up? Yeah, the belts on the Vermeer baler, when they're turned on and how they're rotating and out of sync, that looks awesome. I mean, what's the, there's, we want to see Alice, everyone wants to see Alice Chalmers in game, right? They want to see, what is it, what's the Brown, David Brown? What's the brand that VF is always going on about? Yeah, I like those belts, Drew. I like the belts on both of those mowers or balers. Yeah, it's just the issue is that brands don't want to license old stuff. Players want to play with classics. They want to play with stuff that they grew up with. They want to play with stuff their parents grew up with. And brands want to typically push the latest and the greatest. Yeah, we seem to get a lot of John Deere vehicles, but not much as the way of John Deere implements, right? I mean, we're getting the John Deere skidder and John Deere feller buncher in the Platinum pack. But do we have a single John Deere implement? Base game, right? Base game. So we do. We have a one base game, right? Pretty low representation. Pretty low representation. Vehicle. Those don't count. So we have a sprayer and we have a planer. Could be a good idea to try to go that route. You know, I kind of theorized that at some point you have enough weight behind you, meaning giants, that when you go to companies or when companies come to you about wanting to be in the game, you could say, hey, I understand this is the list of stuff you want to see in the game. But I can tell you that that list is not necessarily what the players are going to want to see from you in the game. Right? You sell it. You sell it that way. I understand that you as the brand want your brand newest products in the game for players to use. But what players really want is they want some of the old stuff. They want stuff that they remember seeing out in the fields 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They want stuff that their fathers used. They want stuff that they remember their grandfathers using. So for every 2 new things that we put into the game, we really want to also license an old thing. Right? 2 for 1. We kind of had that concept with the FarmCon John Deere mods that came out. We got the 5M, and then we got the old 710. Here's something new. Here's something old. You're welcome. Oh, look at that. Instant delivery. Let's see here. We can wrap 2 20s. We can't wrap 2 40s in that. Right? The only thing that can wrap 2 40s is the stationary 2s. Where the bale sales go? Well, the bale sales can go different places. Right? So, silage. Silage is going to go to the biogas plant, sale the bales, or the haystack. So you need a tag where the sale of bales is and where the haystack is to know where those are. I don't remember. I've probably reviewed another 5 maps since this one. Yeah, there was 5 maps came out just last week. And this map came out the week prior, so. And multi-map, oh my gosh, that's an awesome map. It's nothing I'd want to do for single player. For a multiplayer, I think that is prime time multiplayer action right there. Right, you know, you help me, I help you. Let me 3D scan this thing. I'll give you the 3D scan files. You do whatever you want with them. Just let us put it in game. It's all about making the brand think it's their idea. How can they benefit from it? That's what they want to do. How can they benefit? Clearly they can benefit, or they feel they can benefit by putting their latest and greatest in the game because it's marketing. Right? It's marketing. If the brand pays giants for the privilege to having their brand in the game, it's marketing, write it off on the taxes as a marketing expense. If giants is paying the brand for the privilege of having it in their game, well then, you know, it's all free advertisement to the brand at that point. Coronella is a handful for sure. But as I was saying earlier, it's only as much as a handful as you're willing to make it be. Well, they may have asked Vermeer for it. They may have went out to Iowa and done it. They could have hired a firm to go to Iowa and do it. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Jenner. I don't know. All I know is in my day job, it's a game that we play. The company that I'm trying to get something from, you know, they have something they're looking to get out of the deal. I obviously have something I'm looking to get out of the deal. My interest is in myself. Their interest is twofold. They're interested in making the deal for me. So they're interested to make sure that I am getting what I want. But they're also interested in making sure that they don't lose money in the deal. Right? And every company has the right to make money. It's just they don't necessarily have the right to make an exorbitant amount of money off of me. That's what I tell folks that are kind of coming up in the department. The newer folks that are working with people, working with vendors. It's like, remember, you have all the power in the deal, right? You can walk away, they get nothing. They can't walk away. So it's difficult to know who has the power in a licensing deal between the brand and giants. Part of it is who came to who. I think that's where your power play is. Right? If I come to you, that means you have something I want. If you come to me, it means I have something you want. It means I inherently know who has the power in the situation. Before anything even starts, we know. And the deal is to make sure that both teams get what they want, and they both feel that they got what they want fairly. Yeah, now the presentation was, I was disappointed in the licensing presentation, how brands and things get into the game. It was a bit too high level. I think it was a bit too vague. And maybe it was because all the slides were in German. And maybe it was because the translator didn't necessarily do a good job in translating the terminologies or the concepts, right? I got the gist that there were a few times that the translator really didn't understand what was being said, so he just kind of didn't say anything. Like, there were points in time where the guy on stage was talking, and what the translator ultimately ended up saying was a lot less. Right? It's like those old bad Chinese dubbed movies or Japanese dubbed movies where the guy talks for like 30 seconds on screen, and then the dub over is like 3 words. And you're like, is that really all that he said? I would have no idea about Volvo. Right? No idea. I mean, it seems at the outset, right, kind of a weird deal. Volvo construction equipment and an ag simulator, where Volvo construction equipment does wheel loaders. Okay, that pairs up. They do excavators, you know, diggers. Well, that doesn't really pair up. They do giant trucks with hard rubber tires, you know, to haul and excavate from a mine. Oh, wait, what? From a mine? Like ore? Now that we know that there's mining to some degree in the map, that lines up a little bit, right? A week ago, that didn't line up at all. That was like, what's the deal? They have demolition equipment, but we're not talking about, you know, demolition simulator. We don't have the concept of tearing down buildings with a pile driver that's on a excavator arm. So that doesn't match up. We don't pave our roads, right? We're not building roads, so we don't need rollers or anything like that, or pavers. So that doesn't line up. So it seems like the only thing that lines up is a wheel loader and a giant mining truck. Yeah, I don't know if they hired outside the company for the translation services. I thought they did an okay job, but I have no idea what they actually said in German, right? So you'd have to have somebody that was there that understood German then come back later and watch the video to say, oh no, that wasn't there at all, or no, they had that wrong, or yeah, it was a fair representation. I thought overall the show went good. For those watching remote, there was an issue early where if the presenter was speaking English, the translator didn't do anything because he didn't need to do anything. The only problem was the mic on the stage wasn't piped into the screen, so we didn't hear anything. And then they got that resolved. So yeah, I almost like, hey, can you give us the slides? I can run it through Google Translate, or I can run it through the probably even worse Microsoft Office Translate. But then, you know, I like the idea they were jumping back to the back room when they were changing stuff around on the stage, so that there was that continual interaction with the viewers. It wasn't just dead air, like, okay, you know, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Yeah, some things definitely don't translate well, and that's why when you listen to the presentations, you're like, what did he say? I didn't really understand that. But even with the issues, the little issues that there were, I think everyone's hyped more than we were yesterday. Right? I think we're all a bit more hyped about the 3 things we know that are coming in the next 4 months than we were yesterday. I thought it was interesting to hear the precision farming guy talk about using the precision farming mod in the game to introduce these concepts to farmers that they're still, you know, trying to introduce these concepts to. It's like, let me show you how this works, you know, by using this game to kind of run down the conceptual basics of what they're trying to do. Go. Well, the bale counter for the Vermeer pack will be real nice. That's going to be across all balers. And it is coming out in a very busy time for me, though. That is the start of the semester at work. We ship our oldest off to college that weekend before. Students are moving in that weekend before. I get the solar panels on the house put in the weekend before. It's crazy. Crazy how much is going on that week. I'd say that, you know, the big thing is depends on how many weeds are on the ground, right? Rabbit Rob. Oh, come on. Hopefully I'll have some time tomorrow to just chill out. Maybe an hour or two. Tiger, what's up? Did you auto unload, auto unload, auto unload. There it is. Did you have a chance to check out the FarmCon videos? Yeah, they did a lot of stuff today. So we got our first gameplay look at Silver Run Forest, the Platinum expansion map. We got our first in-game look at a lot of, well, all of the Vermeer pack. We got our first in-game look at the Pumps and Hoses DLC that was announced on Thursday. We got to see more of the forestry stuff that's coming in the Platinum Pack. And really, it was just a tease. It was a tease of the forestry stuff because, what did they say? There's like 40 things, vehicles or implements that are a part of the Platinum expansion. And we saw a wheel loader. We already saw that. We saw 2 tree harvesters. We saw a skidder that we already seen. We saw the feller buncher that we already saw. We saw a what's that thing again? I call it a drag line, but apparently I've been told that that is the incorrect terminology. Well, sorry, I'm probably going to always call it a drag line because that's what I remember it as. Yeah, I can't remember what it is. The umbilical thing, I mean, I'm calling the drag line the log thing, where you yank it up the hill. Yeah, that's it. The yarder. So the yarder. So we have winches, not winches as in, you know, I'm here for a good time, sailor winches, but we have winches as in attached to a log and pull it up a mountainside. Or in theory, attach a log and pull it behind you. And that would be for all platforms then. Calgar with a 15-month. 15, not 13. 15-month farm barrenness. Thank you for that, sir. We learned that Silver Run has mining to some degree because we have to deliver metal to build a boat. So you need to get iron ore from the mine, deliver that to a smelter to make metal rolls, aluminum rolls, steel rolls, and deliver those to the boat, the shipwright, in order to build a sailboat and eventually launch it. We learned that you can float logs down the river, or at least that's what the translator said. Depending on the log type and length, you can apparently float logs down the river. So the idea that you can now float things on the water plane. So lots of information. Lots of information was given today during the presentations. I've got 3 videos. One's going to drop in 12 minutes. The other 2 dropped earlier today around FarmCon. Gamer Kid, welcome. We learned the Vermeer pack is going to include a universal bale counter for all balers. And the bale counter is going to keep track of number of bales made, lifetime for the baler, and then a second counter which can be reset. So in theory, like number of bales made per season, number of bales made on a particular field or whatever. And that's going to be applied across all balers if you have that. The bale shredder was interesting because it has the capability of picking the bale up and depositing it in itself. So you won't need a front loader to load your bale shredder. Yeah, sadly, all this stuff is going to be locked behind DRM until whatever the next game version is. So, a good example of that is the Anderson pack from 19. That was the very first DLC to drop in FS19 was the Anderson pack. And it had those, you know, multitude of bale trailers. But it had also the sausage makers. The bale tube wrappers. And that technology, that game mechanic, was locked away in DRM until FS22 released, and then bale wrappers were a part of the base game. Now, I don't think we've necessarily seen, and I'm a little disappointed at this, we haven't necessarily seen any mods taking advantage, to my knowledge, of that bale wrapping concept. But they could. They could now. In FS17, this Coon wrapper. There was a Coon DLC in FS17. And it introduced the ability to wrap square bales. For the very first time in Farm Sim, you could wrap square bales with this very wrapper in 17. But it was locked behind DLC until FS19, and then once 19 came out, you could basically get the specs on how this all worked. Jonathan, hit refresh. My preview, OBS, everything looks good to me. There's your dots. For the next 8 minutes, we'll do dots. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe bird spawning is a value that you can put in the game, in the map. Look at all those birds, man. I mean, they're just all over the place. Attack of the birds. I don't know, you remember in 19 with birds and Giants advertised that the birds would follow the cedars and, you know, in theory, you know, try to get the seed out of the ground behind the cedars, or they would follow behind a mower and, you know, go for the bugs and stuff that was disturbed as a result of the mowing. We never really saw that. Just turn it off, right? Right here. I always miss it. Traffic off. It doesn't remember that? Or the first thing you do in the game is turn traffic off? Oh, and the Silver Run looks amazing. I thought Elm Creek looked good. Silver Run, I think, takes Elm Creek. Now, what we haven't seen is, I think we've seen a total of 4 fields during the drive today. So we don't know how light or heavy that map is with agriculture. Calgar is playing on the wrong maps. Playing on the wrong maps if traffic's going the wrong way. We'll see. We'll see. They made a mention that this map is going to have more static objects, more decorative things than other maps. So I took that as meaning rocks and things you can't necessarily landscape around. So we'll see how limiting maybe the field creation is. Yeah, on YouTube. I've got 3 on my channel. Now, if you want to watch the actual stream, that is on a different channel than the Giants channel. It's on a Giants community channel. The link is in the announcements Discord channel, because Giants put that up this morning. And the stream is published there in its entirety, all 7 hours. Or I have about 70 minutes worth of videos that covers the highlights of the 7 hours. Yeah, so they're on my channel. All 3 are going to be published in 2 minutes. 2 are published right now. Silver Run, the Platinum expansion, and Vermeer. Pumps and Hoses will be published in 2 minutes. Which is rather convenient because we are going to call it a night, everybody. I was going to finish wrapping these bales before we called it a night. But thank you for coming out and watching. I've been up since 3 a.m. and it is now 10 p.m. It is time for me to lay my little head down and start sawing some logs, if you will. I do plan on streaming tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to have our ATS night tomorrow night, but I might have a surprise for you guys. I might have a first look, early look at a map that's been sent to Giants for testing. And if we do that, that'll be sometime in the afternoon. So keep an eye out for that to be posted. I gotta try to get the grass mowed tomorrow. I gotta try to get a squirrel feeder hung for the wife. And get some clothes put away. But, yeah. Then I gotta try to check out that map and see if we're gonna do a first look on it or not. But I haven't looked at it myself, so I don't know really anything about it. So until next time, happy farming.